What's going on YouTube and my fellow reefers? So my warranty is officially done with RedSea for all the equipment that I bought as a package back when I bought my first RedSea tank. So I did post a video recently, not recently, about 10 months ago actually, about what my experience was having an old RedSea setup and how my experience interacting with RedSea directly, you know, the whole warranty process and the whole warranty experience really. It's been 10 months since then and a lot has happened. So as it stands right now, I have 3 RedSea tanks. I have one Max Nano Cube 20-gallon all-in-one. I just got in a few weeks ago a all-in-one RedSea 53 gallons, the Max Nano XXL, and right here behind me, this is the RedSea 425 Generation 2. RedSea gives you an option buying the whole RedSea package with the reef mat, LED lights, reef waves, skimmer, and they discount the price, so you get a little bit more value when you buy it all as a bundle or as a package. Now, I think that the tank and stands and the cabinet are pretty solid in my opinion, especially with the Generation 2s. Sorry if you're watching this video thinking, should I buy a full RedSea setup or should I just buy the tank and stand and maybe just mix match and get the equipment separately? So let's get into it. My warranty's up and I've learned a lot and I've overcome and embraced a lot of malfunctions, unfortunately. Now, I have no other experience with other equipments. I've been in the hobby for about 4 or 5 years now, and I've been pretty much using RedSea only. This is just my personal experience. I don't know if you guys have run into similar issues with other brands. Please comment down below, share those experiences with us. You know, if you have a brand that has been working perfectly since day one, kudos to you. Please let us know, because at the end of the day, we really expect our equipment to work flawlessly for at least the first 3 years. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives of RedSea, what I've enjoyed, what I liked about my experience using all RedSea equipment. I did mention in my previous video that I do like the app. It's a very interactive app. It's all there. You have the ATO here, and then you have the return pump and skimmer, the reef mat, the 4-pack complete reef care dosing system, the LED lights, and the reef waves. But it's a pretty awesome app. Everything's there. It's very interactive. You can like click on things and you can kind of mess around with the settings. Now, I will say this, they have a lot, these apps have a lot of features and they have a lot of little intricacies with the settings. They're very mid-maxing, but a lot of those things don't work very well. You know, I've tried a lot of these little intricate things, like working with little sensors, and these sensors really don't perform as well and as consistent, really. Like I know for example, my skimmer has a sensor. The RedSea skimmer is a pretty cool. You know, one of the selling points really is that it has a little 2 probes, and they're supposed to shut off when the cup fills up. They're supposed to prevent over skimming, but honestly, for those sensors to do what they're doing constantly, like it's a hit or miss. The app also comes with its flaws. There's so many times where I lose connectivity, like the equipment they lose connectivity constantly, and it's a back and forth. You can't really, if you want to adjust something, turn something on and off, and you're having the connectivity issues, you will not be able to access the settings in order to do anything with the devices. There's ways around it. You can wait a little bit, reset the app, reboot the systems. There are some troubleshooting things that you can do to overcome that. I think it happens a little too often, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know. It is what it is. So I've kind of like lived with it, you know, I've gotten used to it. Now moving on, I think that their slogan is pretty much keep reefing simple. And I think that they do a great job at keeping everything simple. In fact, I think sometimes it's a little bit too simple. So I do give them props for that. They're not the most expensive brand out there, neither they're the cheapest. They're maybe leaning more towards the more expensive side of it. In my experience, looking at price points and what they offer, I think that RedSea in general does have good value. So let's start off with the LED lights. Been using them now for almost 3 years. And I will say my only issue with them, besides the connectivity issues with the app, I would say the power supplies. My power supplies on these guys gave out, and I have 3 of them. 2 of them gave out within, like right as the warranty was gonna end. So luckily RedSea, I reached out and they were able to send me replacement power supplies. One of them was flickering on and off it was like a disco ball. It was like a rave inside of here. Like I walked past the room and you can see, the aquarium lights. You can see it kind of like the blue lights kind of like fill up the room with blue. I saw it flickering and I was like, wow, the fish are raving in there. No, but sure enough, it was the power supply. The power supplies do have a little light. In this case, they're blue lights or green lights. And if they're bright, steady color blue, the power supplies are good. If the power supply light is very, very dim, you might have an issue with the power supply. Or if the light is flickering or completely off. I had that happen twice with 2 different lights. So it's only a matter of time before my 3rd one does it now, I feel like. And I have to buy an extra power supply as a backup. But yeah, that's my only issue with the RedSea LED lights. I think they do a great job. I do prefer the Generation 2s because they have a better, more intricate spectrum. I think the spectrum, it's too blue. I only run 100% blues on this. I don't even use the white spectrum. The fact that the power supplies only lasted 2 years, it wasn't like I was blasting my coral with 100% blue, 100% white for 10, 12 hours, for 12, 14 hours or 16 hours in some cases. Really, I wasn't even like overloading the power supplies with anything they can't really handle or made for. The warranty covered it, but I only bought one and it was $135. We're gonna talk about at the end of the video, we'll talk about the warranty process and what I think about how RedSea handles their warranty. So moving along, we have the Reef Waves 25. So these are the smaller ones. They have 2 sizes. This is a 25s and I think they have the 45s. I've had 0 issues with these guys, besides connectivity issues, of course. I'm gonna be mentioning that a lot. I've been soaking these guys in citric acid water, doing my maintenance on them, and they perform really, really well. No issues here. No issues with their power supplies either. I would say this is my top 3 favorite RedSea device. Now let's move on to the Reef ATO. This is the box that came with the bundle, so the boxes are a little bit different. They're not as pretty. Yes, I've had some issues with this. Number 1 is this is a probe. This is basically those. You see those little things sticking out? Those are titanium probes, and those are the sensors. So you stick this on the corner on a clip that comes specifically for this sensor, and one of these guys failed on me. I opened up the app and it literally says probe malfunction. I sent that to RedSea and they immediately sent me a replacement, no questions asked. I did buy this separately. I will also say that the probes, if there's anything that gets caught in there, like a little piece of detritus, or like I have pets, I have cats and dogs. So some of the fur, hair, if it's just one, will get like caught up in it. If it's in the surface of the water, it will throw off the readings. It might think that it's full of water, but it's not. I have to like constantly be brushing this off and like praying that if I go on a trip or something, that nothing gets caught up on these probes. And sometimes the ATO pump, air gets into it, I think it is, and it won't pump water. I have to take the pump out and kind of like siphon it, like blow into it or suck on it. That didn't sound very good, but it really is. Like, that's all I gotta do, like when I take out the pump, and then I submerge it back into the water, and then it works just fine. So let's move on to the reef mat. So the reef mat, I've had plenty of videos in the past. For some reason, the filter that it uses, it's very, very like the RedSea filter. Because I have a heavily stocked tank, I dose a lot of things in there. My mat only lasts 2 weeks, which it's at $20 a piece. I mean, but with taxes and everything, close to $25. And if you're replacing those mats every 2 weeks, it could be pretty pricey. Now, I do have a DIY video that is costing me $7 to $8 a roll. So I'll post that link, that video into the description, and a few other videos. But for the reef mat, the only thing that I would say it could malfunction is the little motor that really rotates the roll. RedSea sells the little motor separately. Other than that, reef mat, pretty good. I like the reef mat. I like the reef mat a lot, actually. Now we got the reef run, the return pump. This is the Generation 1 7000. And in order to operate this, you're gonna need a controller. And this controller, as you can see, you can do 2 things with it. You can either have a skimmer and a pump connected to one, or you can have 2 return pumps connected to one. And this needs to be working constantly in order for your tank to thrive. It's literally the heart of your tank. I had this thing randomly shut off, and I would look at my app and it would say incorrect pump. That was the error message, because you can go back to the app and turn it back on. And this happened like every 2 weeks. It was happening. I come back home, the skimmer's overflowing. It's not a good thing. It's terrible. So I replaced the controller because this is the brains of the operations. This is the thing that will know if the pump is running dry, if it's overheating, if it's whatever. The pump is just like a mindless thing that you just keep running, but this is what controls it really. This is what tells the pump to work at 80% or work at 50%, to tells the pump to turn off, to turn on. So after going back and forth with RedSea about what could be causing this issue, they actually did send one of these controllers out to me. These controllers are not cheap. They're well over $100. I ended up upgrading to the Generation 2 pump, 8000. So just because I was having so many issues with that return pump, not only was it shutting off randomly, it also was very hard keeping consistent overflow levels, meaning I had to mess around with the overflow constantly on a daily basis. I would tune it perfectly overnight, wake up in the morning, water's blasting into the reef mat. If that wasn't happening, water was going through the emergency drain very aggressively. So it was like a never-ending thing. So after I upgraded to the Generation 2, it's been a lot better. It hasn't been perfect. It's been a lot better. And maintenance has been a lot easier on this because of the little clamps. I do have a video unboxing and a little review on this. So now moving on to the dosers. I would have to say that this is my favorite piece of equipment. I have had zero issues with this. So number one for me, definitely recommend, worth the money. Not the most expensive pump, kind of pricey, but I think it's worth it. Alrighty, let's talk about the skimmer real quick. So I have the DC skimmer from RedSea. It's a 600. And the only issue that I have with that skimmer is that it shuts off randomly. Not sure what's causing it. The higher the intensity, the more likely it will just shut off. So it shuts off. Basically, it looks like I turned it off. There's no error. Back in the day, it usually gave me an error as well when it shut off, saying that it was running dry. But there's always water in my sump, so there's no possibility that it's running dry. It's zero possibility. Taking it out, cleaned it, put it back together over and over. And till this day, it will shut off randomly. But once again, I don't really care for it too much because I do watch my app 3 times a day. Because when I'm out of the house, I'm always not always looking at my app, but I will occasionally tune in the app, make sure the temperatures, the heaters are working properly, everything's fine. That's like a tick that I have now. Everywhere I go, I occasionally will look at my app because these are my babies. I care about them. But other than that, if the skimmer is just on, and it'll perform very well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the skimmer. Nothing much going on there. Let's get into the warranty. If something happens with your RedSea devices, what do? Do you call RedSea? Do you go to your local fish store if you bought it from a local fish store or a retail online service and start demanding warranty? The way this works is it doesn't matter where you buy it from, you have to contact RedSea directly. So yes, some retailers will maybe do a favor and contact RedSea on your behalf, but it's up to you to really contact RedSea. And that's what I recommend. It's quicker anyways. So you go to RedSea's main website and contact support, and you have to fill out a ticket. There's no phone number that you can call them. So that's the only way to communicate. Now, depending on what the issue and how you communicate it, they will either address the problem quickly and send you a replacement, or they'll take you down this rabbit hole of troubleshooting lists that will probably never end. They do respond really, really quickly. There are some things that you're gonna have to do on your own when it comes to troubleshooting before RedSea even considers sending you a replacement. I've worked with two of their technicians, and it's always them. I rarely talk to anybody else besides them too. So I think they kind of already know me. So they're like, oh, here's the guy again. You're having other issues. Because I'm pretty stubborn. They're like, hey, do this. And I'm like, I already did it. So just send it to me. But I think you can build a good relationship. But just try to be nice. I've lost my temper or my patience a little bit because, I care about my animals. And there's a warranty for a reason. And sometimes some companies, and I get frustrated when companies just try to tiptoe around the warranty and make it impossible to send a replacement. Now, RedSea will send you things and they will not ask for the old things back. You have to go somewhere, you gotta find a box for it, you gotta print the label. So that's nice. I appreciate that from RedSea. The fact that they don't make you return anything. Alrighty, so I've rambled on long enough. If you guys are on the fence, this gives you more clarity and more information. Like I said, I keep a lot of things spare right now. You can buy power supplies. You can buy these other preventative or replacement parts that will keep your equipment running in case of malfunctions, given that you don't have the warranty anymore. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to test your waters. I'll catch you in the next one.